Hey, what's up, baseball fans? Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and we are back with another look-in from my offline 1980 American League replay featuring Payoff Pitch. And we are on day 4 of the 1980 season. And in this one, a real interesting matchup. The Boston Red Sox traveling to Milwaukee to take on the Brewers in County Stadium. And it's actually only the second game of the season for both teams. I believe there was possibly a rainout early in the season that prevented them from playing 3 games like most of the other teams have now. But regardless, I like this matchup a lot. The Red Sox lineup is actually absolutely loaded. They have Jerry Remy leading off. And then, of course, Fred Lynn, Jim Rice, Carl Yastrzemski, and Tony Perez in the middle of the order, as well as Dewey Evans and Butch Hobson. The Brewers, one of the more interesting teams of the late 70s, early 80s. Harvey's Wallbangers, potent lineup themselves, Larry Heisel, Ben Ogilvy, the very efficient but mismatched double play deal, the clean-cut, almost Steve Garvey Jr.-like Paul Molitor at second, and the freewheeling hippie Robin Yount at short, as well as the hero to beer league softball players all over the world, Gorman Thomas in center. And Thomas has absolutely terrible range in center, but of course you want his bat in the lineup, and he's one player from this era that would fit perfectly in today's modern game of copious home runs and even more copious strikeout totals, as he was a free swinger and often was always among the league leaders in both balls hit over the wall and balls missed and in the catcher's mitt. So should be a good matchup. The pitchers, Mike Torres for the Sox and Larry Sorensen for the Brewers. And lineups for the Sox, Jerry Remy leading off at second, Rick Burleson at short, Fred Lynn in center, Jim Rice in left, Yastrzemski will be the DH, Tony Perez at first, Butch Hobson at the hot corner, Dwight Evans in right, Dave Rader behind the plate. And for the Brewers, it's Molitor leading off at second, Cecil Cooper at first, Larry Heisel the DH, Ben Ogilvy in left, Storm and Gorman Thomas in center, Sixto Lescano in right, Don Money, the veteran, at third base, and Yount at short, and Buck Martinez behind the plate. So we're ready to go. Remy the batter, and here comes the first pitch. And is going to go to Remy's card. Sorensen, quite a few blanks on his card, actually, and that's going to be a fly ball into center field. And Thomas doesn't cover a lot of ground, but he covers enough there. One down, Rick Burleson the batter. And possible error coming off Sorensen's card, Burleson. And it's going to be a ground ball down to third base. Money handles that flawlessly, whips it across the diamond. And Cecil Cooper squeezes it 2 down, Fred Lynn the batter. And possible strikeout. And at Milwaukee, there is a -1 to Ks and -4 to walks. And against the right-hander, Lynn is going to be a 5. So going to Lynn's card, that's a ground ball down to second base, and Molitor scoops that up. Easy sidearm throw to first, and the Red Sox go quietly in the top of the first inning. Paul Molitor set to lead it off for the Brewers. Torres going to be a range play. And if you've watched these videos, you know the range plays are my favorite part of inside pitch baseball. So going to Molitor's card, that's going to be a fly ball into center field. And in center field, with plenty of range for the Red Sox, is Fred Lynn. He pulls that in. So 1 down on a nice running catch there by Fred. And that brings up Cecil Cooper. And Cooper going to the ballpark. County Stadium. A lot of home runs leave this place. And 2-3, this is a home run to pull. 3, Cecil Cooper gets a hold of that. And that is deep, and that is gone. Cecil Cooper, a 1-out home run, and the Brewers break on top as Cooper drives that over the right field wall. 1-0, and the heart of the order still coming up. Larry Heisel, the batter. Torres kicks and delivers, and anytime you do get, that's going to be wild, a foul ball. Anytime you do get ballpark chances here, there are 5 home run opportunities off the County Stadium ballpark card. 4-1 possible K, and 16, not going to get it done, Heisel, and that's going to be a ground ball down to second base off the star line, and Jerry Remy with a put out. 2 down, Benno will be the batter. And this will be a walk plus against the left-hander, 18, and right-handed pitcher, that is just going to be a walk. So Ogilvy holds up, and umpire says that is a ball, and Stormin Gorman Thomas, home run chances, he is 20, and he's going to strike out if there's a K chance too. So again, a player that would definitely fit into the current era of baseball. And 4-2, and Thomas, that is a single into left field. Ogilvy is going to be a 4 with the 2-out adjustment. And going first to third, and in left field, it's going to be a 2. So we'll go to the throw chart to see if he advances. He's going to hold up at second base. So Thomas, the 2-out single. And that brings up Sixto Lezcano, and Lezcano, 18 home runs of his own in 1980. 2-5, and it's going to be a potential throwing error. Lezcano pops him up, and into foul territory. Going to get that is Tony Perez, and inning is over. But the Brewers, a couple of hits and a run, leave a couple, and they break on top on Cecil Cooper's line drive home run off a 2-1 pitch over the right field wall, heading to the top of the second inning. Milwaukee 1, Red Sox 0. And Jim Rice coming to bat against Larry Sorensen. And going to Rice's card, and Rice, that's going to be a ground ball down to third base. And 2-hopper there for Don Money. And Sorensen, perfect through 4 batters thus far as Captain Carl steps in. And Yastrzemski, possible hit by pitch, will not be. So the is going to put it in play, and that's going to be a split chance, and 1 is a single into left field. So the Red Sox have their first hit as the veteran Carl Yastrzemski comes through, and the equally veteran Tony Perez will be next. And going to Perez's card. And Tony Pia. Sharp line drive, and Yount leaps and stabs that. And Rice, he's going to be able to get back to first on the play. And he is. So well ahead of the throw there, but 2 outs now. And that brings up Butch Hobson. Hobson, a 228 average. He was a little anemic at the plate in 1980. So this is going to go to the ballpark again, so County Stadium once again. And that's a high fly ball into center field going back to the wall, and in front of the wall, Gorman Thomas pulls that in. So Sox are retired. They get a hit here in the second, and we're heading to the bottom of the frame. Milwaukee holds a 1-0 lead, and Don Money the batter. Torres kicks, delivers, and we are going to have a range play. And that is a star line 4, ground ball down to first base, and getting to that easily is Tony Perez. And a 7, that's going to be a 3-1 put out. So Torres sets the first batter down, and Robin Yount's going to hit now, and possible walk opportunity, and not going to happen. Again, hard to get walks in County Stadium, and that's going to be a fly ball into left field. And can of corn out in the left for Jim Rice, 2 down, and Buck Martinez, catcher for the Brewers, steps up. Torres looks for the sign, and going to be fouled off. Possible wild opportunity. Again, you roll a wild result with no runners on base. It is simply a foul ball. And kicks and delivers again. Right-handed pitcher, swing and a miss. Torres rings him up. So the Brewers go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second inning. Heading to the top of the third, Milwaukee with a 1-0 lead. And Dewey Evans set to hit for the Red Sox. And range play at the park. So range play is coming up frequently, and that is going to be bad news. So 6-1, that's a fly ball into center field, and actually one. Thomas is going to get to that. That's what he needed. So nice running play by Gorman. Or probably actually a loping play out there by Thomas, but nonetheless, one down brings up Dave Rader, the catcher. And once again, range play, and at the ballpark. And that is going to be a single into center field, and Thomas is not going to get to that. As again, he needs a 1, so Rader's on. Sorensen -2 Holt, so Rader not even going to try and get a lead to steal, which is probably a good thing for the Sox. Top of the order, the speedy Jerry Remy up, and going to Remy's card. And it's going to be a ground ball back to the pitcher. Remy, double play is a 2 +1 for Sorensen, and right-hander will be going to shortstop, and a 0 for Molitor, so 3 or less, and not going to happen. Be a fielder's choice, though, as Rader is erased 1-6, and Remy on at first base. He's going to try and get a lead. He needs a 3 or less, and does not happen. So 2 down, Rick Burleson, the batter, 5-3 is going to be blank, going to Burleson's card. And Burleson, ground ball down to shortstop. Yount handles that easily. Nice easy throw to Cecil Cooper, and the Sox go down, get a hit, and leave 1. We are through 2.5, 1-0, Milwaukee in the lead, and Paul Molitor set to lead it off for the Brewers. Just so many great names from childhood and, well, teen years for me. The late 1970s, early 80s, a lot of great players in the game, a lot of fun baseball. So really enjoying this set as Molitor. That is going to be a range play at the park as well. So looking for a little home cooking, Paul Molitor, and that's a single plus to center. And out in center field for the Red Sox, and plenty of speed out there. Fred Lynn runs that down. So excellent play by Lynn, and took away a potential double there. That brings up Cecil Cooper. And Cooper, possible walk opportunity. He is a free swinger, so he's going to get to hit. And fly ball into left field, and going over to take care of that near the foul line is Rice. 2 down on 2 flyouts. And that brings up designated hitter Larry Heisel, who grounded out to second base his first time up. And that is going to be a base on balls. Hold on, right-hander, never mind. That is a left-handed walk plus, so going to Heisel's card. And it's going to be star line 1, ground ball down to second base, so Remy. Easy 2-hopper there, and again, the Brewers go 1-2-3. We are through 3. Milwaukee leads the Red Sox 1-0. And Freddie Lynn made a nice play in the last inning to rob Molitor of a hit, leads it off. And going to Lynn's card. And that's going to be a single past first base, so Fred Lynn, 3rd inning in a row, the Sox have had a base hit. And Freddie, not going to be able to try and steal, brings up Jim Rice. And 5s, that's going to be a blank Rice. Takes a big rip, and that is a ground ball down to shortstop, going to be a 5 or less. Actually, it's an automatic double play. 4 for Rice, +1 for Sorensen, and the pivot man, Paul Molitor, is a +1. So 6-4-3, twin killing, and Sorensen, a very timely routine ground ball there, as Carl Yastrzemski is the batter. And possible error, throwing error, if that is applicable, and that's going to be a ground ball down to first, and no need to throw, as Cooper's going to take that himself. So the Sox get a hit. That base runner is promptly erased by the double play, and we're going to the bottom of the 4th. Ben Ogilvy set to lead off as the Brewers hold a 1-0 lead, and going to the ballpark. So we've had a few trips to the ballpark here, and that is going to be a ground ball down to second base. Remy, easy put out for him. 1 down. Storm Gorman Thomas, and he's going to be a K or a home run. 5 and a 2, and actually a possible home run check, 16 against the right-handed batter. That's going to be out of range for Torres, so we go to Thomas's card. And ground ball down to third base. So Butch Hobson, his first action of the game. Throws out Storm and Gorman, 2 down for Sixto Lezcano. And against the right-hander, that's a single past the pitcher. So Lezcano, first hit for the Brewers since the first inning. And Lezcano does not even get a chance to get a lead, as Don Money will be the batter. And again, possible home run chance, right-handed batter, 5. It is. Money takes a big hack at it, and against the right-hander, that ball is gone. Don Money, second home run of the game for the Brewers. Sixto Lezcano scoring in front of him, and a 2-run clout. The Brewers go up 3-0, and the Power Sticks are out in Milwaukee. So far, and again, only played this 4th day of the season. Most home runs in the game thus far is 3, and Brewers already have 2. So Yount's going to come up, and Torres, hoping to avoid an early exit as Keith McWhorter starts to take a long toss session in the bullpen. And Yount going to be a potential K3. Swing and a miss. Torres rings him up, and side is retired, but not before Don Money does some damage with a 2-run puff and stuff, as the Brewers, through 4 innings, lead this 3-0. And puff and stuff as in HR puff and stuff, if you're familiar with the children's show in the 70s. Actually, someone asked me why I call home runs that sometimes. Actually, when we'd be playing, even in Little League, if we'd get a home run, it would be an HR Puff and Stuff, which was the character's name. HR, of course, standing for home run. So that fun, worthless fact of why I use that phrase as a potential error here. Tony Perez, the batter. And that is going to be a 1-4. That's a split chance into right field. So against the right-handed pitcher, that is going to be a single, and we still have to make an error check in right field for the Brewers, and no error, but Perez gets a leadoff single here in the 5th, and the Red Sox in business, trailing 3-0. Butch Hobson will be the batter. Sorensen, by the way, his endurance is 27, so he'll go through the entire lineup 3 times. Mike Torres will do the same. And here comes a pitch to Sorensen now, and that's going to be a ballpark result. And 1-3, that is a single into right field. So first to third in right field for the Brewers, a 0 arm and a 3-run rating with the plus. Actually, sorry, go to the throw chart. So Perez and 6 off the throw chart, going to check the second die. And a 5, lead runner thrown out. If trailing run's BR is greater or equal to the roll, he advances on the throw. So Perez gets gunned down 9-5 going to third base, and Hobson is going to be forced to stay at first on that, on an excellent throw from the outfield coming in from Sixto Lezcano. So 1 down, runner on first base, Dwight Evans the batter. And possible K chance, and ring him up. Sorensen freezes him on the curveball. 2 down, brings up the catcher, Dave Rader. And Rader singled in the first inning. Was forced out at second base, and left-hander would have been a potential home run chance. But instead, going to be a harmless fly ball into right field that Lezcano takes care of, and the Red Sox started promising with a couple of hits, but they run themselves out of the inning. We are halfway through. 3-0, Milwaukee in the lead as Buck Martinez set to lead it off against Mike Torres. And Torres is kind of in between. Possible K chance, and 9, that's going to get it done. So Martinez swinging a miss on the high heat from Mike Torres. Back to the top of the order, 1 down. Paul Molitor steps in. He's flown out twice to center in this one. And that'll be a foul ball off the wild result. And would have been a tired single, but Torres still fresh, so Molitor swings away, and it's a ground ball down to second base. Easy play for Remy. And Molitor is 0 for 3 on the day as Cecil Cooper steps up. Cooper's flown out and homered in the first inning, and against the left-hander, another home run chance. Big cut, and Cooper, this ball is gone. He's done it twice. Mike Torres over the right field wall again, and the Brewers, third home run of the day, and they lead it 4-0. And that is the first multi-home run day by a single player since in this 1980 replay. And if we get one more by the Brewers, or actually the Red Sox too, we'll have a game high of 4. So Cooper feeling it. He laced that one. Larry Heisel, the batter. And going to be a range play at the park. And a 5 does not bode well. That's going to be a single into center field, and Fred Lynn unable to get to that. So Heisel is on, and Torres, he might be short for this game. He's a -1, so Heisel's going to try and get a lead, and nothing happens there. Brings up Ben Ogilvy, who is 0 for 1, walk and a ground out today. And possible K chance, 6, swing and a miss, and he rings up Ogilvy. So Torres, and again, County Stadium is a -1 in strikeouts, but an 8, adjusted rating of 8 is good enough to get it done. So Torres is out of the inning, but not before giving up his third long ball of the day. And after 5, Brewers lead this 4-0. And Red Sox need to get something going off Larry Sorensen. Jerry Remy going to try and start it off, and to the ballpark we go again. Remy had no home runs in 1980, so that's not going to be happening. That is going to be a single into center field, and the chance to stretch it into a double. So Remy is a base run rating of 3, and Storm and Gorman's going to make it a 4. And 4 it is. So Remy hustling on the base paths, gets in ahead of the throw as Thomas lazy getting to that. And the Red Sox have a leadoff double here in the 6th. Rick Burleson, the batter. Sorensen gets a sign, kicks, delivers, and this will be a potential error off Burleson's card. And it's going to be another single into center field, and 6. And Thomas is going to make the play there. But again, a +1, and coming around to try and score. Still don't have all the base running memorized. Remy, with the modifiers, it's going to be a total of 6, so he's going to be safe by default. As Thomas doesn't even bother with a throw, RBI single for Burleson, and the Sox are finally on the board. 4-1 is your score. And Burleson, jump rating of 2, not going to be able to get anything done off Sorensen. And again, we have a range play. Had quite a few of those. Coming off of Fred Lynn's card, and that is going to be a pop fly to the pitcher, and Sorensen is a 1. So pop fly to the pitcher, and that is going to be, that's going to drop for a single. So an infield single, and 3 hits to start the inning for the Sox. And again, range plays make a big difference. I've said it in every game I've played. And that could be the start of a big inning for the Sox, as we're going to get another range play, this time off the park. And another bad roll for the Brewers. Start line 4. That's going to be a ground ball down to first base. And that is going to be through. And we'll actually have to roll again to see if it is a single or a double. And that will be a single. So single 3, and going second to home and first to third. Burleson going to come in and score, and Lynn gets it to third base, and suddenly it's a 4-2 game. And still no outs here, and the Milwaukee bullpen is going to get busy. Up and throwing is the left-hander Jerry Augustine and the right-hander Reggie Cleveland. So no outs, runners at the corners. Larry Sorensen on the verge of a meltdown here and going to Yastrzemski's card. Double play depth is the infield. And against the right-hander, that is going to be a single past third base. So the third run of the inning is going to come in. And Rice, he is going to stop at second base. So Yastrzemski with a single, and suddenly it is 4-3. And that is 5 straight hits for the Red Sox here as Buck Martinez comes out to delay and talk to his pitcher. Tony Perez is going to be Sorensen's last batter if he doesn't get him out here. And again, going to Perez's card. So big pitch here, and that's a fly ball into center field, and runners are going to be holding as we have our first out of the inning. And Butch Hobson will be the batter. And Sorensen, he'll be fatigued in 3 more batters, plus he's almost to his pull number 2. So Hobson and potential hit by pitch. Not going to happen. Going to Hobson's card, and 4-6, and that's a ground ball down to third. Again, double play depth. Pivot man for the Brewers, Molitor, is a +1 for the pitcher, so 5 or less, and Sorensen is out of the inning, a 5-4-3 double play. And he needed that one. The Red Sox, though, get 3 runs on 5 hits. And we are through 6, or 5.5, heading to the bottom of the 6th, and a tight one, 4-3. Brewers in the lead, as Gorman Thomas set to lead it off against Mike Torres. And we are going to close the book on Sorensen. He'll be fatigued the second batter he faces in the 7th. So he will get an early shower. And Reggie Cleveland will be the new Milwaukee pitcher. So Sorensen was sailing along. The wheels just kind of came off. So he's going to end up 6 innings pitched. And after that last inning, gives up a total of 10 hits, 3 runs, all earned. And he has a single strikeout, no bases on balls, and no home runs surrendered. So Torres still on the hill for the Sox. And he will be fatigued if he faces 5 batters in this inning. So Gorman Thomas is going to start it off, and that's going to be a range play at the park. So range plays aplenty in this one, and that's a star line 5, which is ground ball down to second base. And Remy for the Sox, he is a 1, believe it or not. So that's going to be a single for Thomas. His second base knock of the day. And Gorman, he actually is going to try and steal. Does not get the jump. So Sixto Lezcano up. Lezcano single, scored a run and popped out to the first baseman. And possible K chance, 19. No, he's okay against the right-hander. And Lezcano, that's going to be a fly ball into center field. Easy out for Lynn, and throw comes back in. Thomas back to first. Don Money steps up. And the money man, it's going to be off of his card. And it's going to be a ground ball down to shortstop. And for the Sox, Remy is a -1, so it's got to be a 1 to be a double play. Would have been a double play without the adjustment for Remy. So instead, that will be a fielder's choice. 4-6. Thomas is retired. And Money on first base with a fielder's choice. He cannot steal. Robin Yount, the batter. And Torres looking to get out of the inning. This will be his last, and that's going to be a blank going to Yount's card. And Yount against the right-hander, and he drives that down the line, and that's going to roll around in the corner. Coming in to score is Money. Yount around second, on his way to third. Here comes the throw, head first slide, and he is safe. So Robin Yount, a huge 2-out triple, and that gives the Brewers a little bit of breathing room. 5-3 is the score. And from the Red Sox bullpen, looks like Keith McWhorter is set to come in. Torres is going to get a chance to get out of the inning by getting Martinez out. And that's going to be a potential walk, and with the adjustment no, going to Martinez's card. It's a 13 on the 1D20, and 4-5 is going to be star line 3. Ground ball down to shortstop. So Burleson takes care of Martinez, and the Sox will surrender another run on a single and a triple. So we are through 6. Milwaukee leads us 5-3, and Torres' day will be done as well. So he's going to end up going 6 innings. Gives up 8 hits, so neither pitcher was particularly sharp today. 5 runs, all of them earned. And Torres going to get a single walk and 4 strikeouts, and of course gives up the 2 big home runs. And he is off to the shower. And Keith McWhorter will come out to pitch the 7th. McWhorter in 1980 had a record of 0-3, no saves, a 5.53 ERA. So in that regard, it looks like the Sox might be just throwing in the towel, but their offense can score runs. And Bergmeier's down in the bullpen loosening as well. So here we go. Bottom of the 7th inning, so top of the 7th inning, sorry. As Dwight Evans steps to the plate, and 2-4 off of Cleveland's card. That's going to be a blank. So Evans takes a hack and drives that into right field. Lescano on the run pulls that in, 1 down. Dave Radar will be the batter. He has singled and flown out to right field today. And that is going to be a potential walk, and will not be, so Rader gets a chance to swing away. And that's going to be a star line 1, ground ball down to second base, easy play for Molitor. 2 outs, back to the top of the order for the Red Sox and the speedy Jerry Remy. Remy working on a 1-for-3 day, has doubled and scored a run. And blanks are going to Remy's card, and that's going to be a ground ball down to third base. And Don Money, the backhand, whips it across the diamond and just nip Remy at first. 3 up, 3 down go the Sox. And we are heading to the 7th inning stretch. And the Brewers hold a 5-3 lead. So really, the American League East division in those days, this season with the Brewers, and granted the Brewers pitching was a little sketchy, but Brewers, Orioles, Red Sox, and of course the Yankees, and even Toronto that year. And Toronto, in the first 2 games of their series with Seattle in this replay, has outscored Seattle 21-0. So they are out of the gate fast. We'll see if that holds up as we go further. And top of the order, McWhorter set to face Molitor, and it's going to be a ballpark play. So again, going to County Stadium card, that's a fly ball into left field. Jim Rice has that, 1 down. Nice high routine fly for Paul, and Cecil Cooper, the batter. And it's going to be a potential home run off McWhorter's card, and against the left-hander, 1-12, so it'll be a blank. And Cecil Cooper, that's a ground ball, 2-hopper right back to McWhorter. Nice easy toss over to first, so 2 outs. And McWhorter not looking like a pitcher with a 5.5 ERA at this point. Going to the ballpark again, so County Stadium. A lot of power chances here, and that's a single and a possible double into right field. So in right field for the Sox, the adjusted base running rating will be a 2. Let's see if Heisel is going to be able to stretch it. And he has to hold, so the throw comes in strong from the outfield, and that's Dwight Evans out there with a cannon. But 2-out single for Heisel, and Brewers in business again. McWhorter is a -1 on his hold, and Heisel not going to be able to get a lead. Ben Ogilvy, the batter, 2 down, runner on first base. And that's going to be a blank. Would have been a split chance K against a right-hander. And star line 4 is going to be a ground ball down to third, and Hobson Going to get the Sox out of it. Goes the short way as Milwaukee gets a hit. No runs, and we are heading to the 8th inning. Brewers clinging to a 5-3 lead over the Red Sox. As Reggie Cleveland gets ready to start his 2nd inning of work. And ready to go in the bullpen will be Bill Castro if needed this inning or the 9th. He can get a 2-inning save if need be. So off Cleveland's card, possible K chance to Burleson, and Burleson's going to put it in play though, doesn't strike out much. And that's going to be a single past second base, so the Red Sox in business now. As Burleson on, and he has an attempt of 2. So he's going to try and get a lead, does not. And the batter will be Freddie Lynn. Freddie, 2 for 3 today with a run scored. Cleveland gets a sign. Kicks, delivers, possible K chance. Lynn comes up empty with a big hack, and that is strikeout number 1 for Cleveland, and a big one. And the adjustment put Lynn's K rating at 5, but that's what he rolled on the 1D20, so Jim Rice will be the batter. And possible wild pitch, and this will be a potential pass ball. So behind the plate for the Brewers, Martinez, 4 or less. And he makes a nice play to hold the runner. Reset the at-bat. And that's going to go to Jim Rice's card, blank there. And Jim Rice, that's a single to center field. So Thomas has a +1 arm, and Burleson, adjusted base running rating of 4. Make that a 3. So we will go to the throw chart. And 2, and Burleson's going to make it into 3rd ahead of the throw. So runners at the corners now. 1 down. And Carly Yastrzemski, the opportunity to be a hero. And Castro is ready to come in. Cleveland thinks he can get it done, though. And against the left-hander, that is going to be a walk plus, and the sacks are loaded. And that's going to be shower time for Reggie Cleveland. As 1 down, bases loaded, and Castro is going to be asked to get a 5-out save. So Cleveland goes an inning and a 1/3. Gives up a couple of hits. And a walk, and also strikes out 1 batter. But he is on the hook, and the infield for the Brewers will be at double play depth. And Tony Perez, he can tie this game up with a base hit. Here comes a pitch from Castro, and that is going to be a split chance, and against the right-hander, oh, close, going to be blank. So we go to Perez's card, and deuces against the right-hander. That's going to be a fly ball into center field. Thomas comes in to take it, and sac fly rating of 3. It's not going to get it done as Perez rolls a 5, so on 3rd base. 4 or less with the adjustment for the arm rating, and that's going to get Burleson home. So the Sox have cut it to 1 on the sacrifice fly by Perez. Two down now, runners at 1st and 2nd, and the light-hitting Butch Hobson. He's got a little bit of pop, but that .228 average, not going to make him many friends, and Hobson's going to have to do it off his card. And 3 and 5, Starline 6, that's a ground ball down to Yount, and that's going to get the Brewers out of the inning. So some clutch pitching there as the Sox get a run on 2 hits, leave a couple. And we're heading to the bottom of the 8th inning, a tight one, 5-4, Brewers in the lead. As Castro. So the book will be closed on Cleveland. He will officially be credited with giving up a run. And in the 9th, it will be Dwight Evans, Dave Rader, and top of the order, Jerry Remy. And that's if the Brewers don't do any more damage. McWhorter set to face Gorman Thomas. And this McWhorter's 2nd inning of work. It's going to be a range play. Sox have pretty decent range, but a 6 is going to do nobody any favors. That's going to be a single past third base. Hobson has no chance, and that is the third hit of the day for the .239 hitting Gorman Thomas. I think 2 of them have come off range plays, if I remember correctly. And let's see if Storm and Gorman are going to try and steal. Uh-oh, that's a pickoff chance. And McWhorter does not have a pickoff rating, so Thomas, he gets looked back and goes back to the bag smiling. Sixto Lezcano, the batter. Lezcano, 1 for 3 with a run scored. And here comes a pitch and possible home run. Right-handed batter. No, McWhorter does not give up home runs to righties. Go to Lezcano's card, and that's going to be a double down the left field line. And in left field for the Red Sox, Thomas is a 3, and the adjustment there to score. Make it a 2, so we go to the throw chart. And Thomas, he's going to come in and get down under the tag. So an insurance run off the double by Lezcano. Coming all the way around, chugging all the way around is Gorman Thomas. And the Brewers extend their lead to 6-4 on a clutch hit by Lezcano, and that brings up money. Red Sox staying with McWhorter. And he can face 5 more batters, actually. And possible K chance and money. Swing and a miss, comes up empty there. So 1 down. Back to second goes Lezcano, as McWhorter stares him back. And possible walk opportunity, Robin Yount. And with the adjustment, that's going to put it below his rating. So off of Yount's card. And 5s pops him up into foul territory, and Hobson's going to glove that in foul ground. So McWhorter bounces back after the double. 2 outs, runner on second base still for Buck Martinez, the catcher. And Martinez potential walk, and that is going to be a base on ball. So runners on first and second now, as McWhorter unable to find the strike zone. And he is going to be good for just a couple more batters. Paul Molitor. And that'll be a walk plus, and 7. That's going to load him up. So the Brewers threatening to blow this wide open. And with only a 2-run deficit, it's going to be a pitching change for the Red Sox as McWhorter. He goes an inning and 2/3. Gives up 3 hits, 1 run to this point. And also had a couple of walks and a strikeout. So the Sox, they're going to their closer, Bergmeyer. They want to keep this close to give themselves an opportunity in the bottom of the 9th. So lefty-lefty matchup. Bergmeyer comes in, gets his warm-up tosses. He is ready to go. Cecil Cooper's ready to go. Big moment in this ball game. Sacks loaded, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch, and 4-6. That'll be a range play. So Cooper, and that's going to be a single past first base, but a range of 2 first basemen for the Red Sox is Tony Perez. He is at 2. He makes a nice diving play and just beats Cooper to the bag. And again, the range play taketh away. So that'll be a 3 unassisted, and that is a potentially huge play if the Sox can rally here. The Brewers get a run on a couple of hits and leave the bases loaded. So we are heading to the top of the 9th. Milwaukee clinging to a 6-4 lead, and Bill Castro. Castro faced 2 batters in the 8th, so he can face 4 in the 9th before he gets fatigued. And first one up, going to be Dewey Evans. And Evans, possible K chance, 8, swing and a miss. Castro rings him up, and the dangerous Dwight Evans, who had 18 home runs in 1980, is sent back to the bench. Brings up Dave Rader. Radar today is 1 for 3. And pitch going to go to Rader's card. Going to keep the Sox alive, and that is going to be a ground ball down to first base. So Cooper picks that up, and he's going to go to the bag himself. And the Red Sox down to their final out, and in the person of Jerry Remy. And Boston's second baseman today is 1 for 4. He's got a double and a run scored. Grounded out to third his last time up. Castro looking to seal the deal and go into the ballpark. So anything can happen there. Milwaukee County Stadium, that is a potential home run to the pole section. And of course, Remy does not have that, so that's going to end up being a fly out to right field, and ball game is over. So pretty much any, once you get past Burleson and Remy, with a 2, pretty much any batter in this lineup would have taken that deep, but that's going to be ball game as 3 up, 3 down go the Sox in the 9th. And great ball game, good finish. So it's going to be a 6-4 Milwaukee win. All right, so the Red Sox had 12 hits, but they only squeezed 4 runs out of that. Milwaukee kind of bunched their hits together better. We got 6 runs on 11 hits, including 3 that left the park. And 2 of which, of course, were struck by Cecil Cooper. And that's really going to be the difference in the game, the power for the Milwaukee Brewers. So, yeah, 6 runs, 11 hits, neither team with an error. Winner in this game is going to be Larry Sorensen, and loser, Mike Torres, and Bill Castro is going to get the save. Castro, he ends up going an inning and 2/3. And he retired all 5 batters he faced with a strikeout. And Bergmeyer retired the batter he faced. So player of the game in this one, pretty simple to me. Got to go with Cecil Cooper. 2 solo home runs, 2 for 5 on the day. Obviously a couple of runs scored, and his 2 blasts were the difference in this ball game. So we'll give Cecil Cooper our player of the game. He also made a nice play at first late in the game to take away a base hit. So there you have it, another look in at our 1980 American League replay featuring the excellent baseball game Inside Pitch. And I'm having a lot of fun with this game, playing this a lot offline. This is actually the 4th game I've played today. I actually had today off after the Super Bowl, and after doing cardio and going to physical therapy, I really didn't have anything to do, so I played baseball all day. It's kind of nice to have those days once in a while. Have to get back to rating get back to rating the Glory Days welterweight set for Glory Days Boxing. And again, the brace is off, so I have 2 hands now, so that will make typing much better. It was a very tedious process doing anything while I had the brace on, so get back to that. And again, shooting for an end-of-month release with the welterweights, and still looking to see what's next based on what the community wants. Right now, it's looking like either a second set of 100 heavyweights will be after the welters, or the fictional set. And again, if you're on the Facebook group page, the voting is taking place there, and also on the Sideline Strategy Delphi forums. So thanks again for everyone for support of the channel, and please support the friends of the channel we subscribe to. A lot of great gamers out there. Tony at CP Cards and Dice really got me into this game, and was the reason I purchased this, and it's a purchase I have not regretted for 1 second. Like I've mentioned, this and Payoff Pitch, 1A, 1B, in whatever order you want to put them. Definitely the 2 favorite baseball games. And I did mention a giveaway in my last videos. We're coming up on 400 subscribers. So once we get to that magic number, the giveaway will basically involve my Strat-o-matic card collection. And I do not have a vast collection, but still, 1911, 1977, the 2018 season, and the Hall of Fame set as well. So I'm actually going to, I don't play, and I know a lot of people like Strat-o-matic. It is a great game. Obviously, it's the godfather of tabletop baseball games along with APA. But with the games I've got on my table now, which include obviously this Payoff Pitch, Replay Baseball, and also History Maker Baseball, as well as Status Pro Advanced, I'm just not playing Strat-o-matic anymore, so I'm going to get rid of my card set, so that will be the giveaway. Or if you are not interested in that, we'll also give away a copy of Glory Days Boxing if you'd rather have that. So again, that will happen once we get to 400 subscribers. So if you know anyone, tell them to hit the channel up, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and hit that notification button so you're aware when the video comes up. And again, thanks for watching. Hope everyone has a great night. Until next time, keep rolling for the fences, and we'll see you.